is that? Thank you for the $5. Hello. Okay. Alright, that's a little bit loud. That's a little bit loud.
Master Super Shattered $1.
That's a little loud.
Yo, Steak, can you turn around? I'm almost finished.
Shut up. I'm not. Shut the fuck up, Kingston. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Hey.
Randrep Super Shattered $1.07.
So, chat, today we're going to be having a very special live stream. So if you didn't know, Mr. Beast has been in some hot...
Infinite Void Super Shattered $4.99. I wanna F Duchess.
So...
Sure, it's Super Shattered $2.57. Let get Steak to 2 meters or you like chicken spam. W. Sean.
Hey, thanks, buddy. W. Sean. Yo, thanks for the member, man. Hey, thank you. Is Chica? Yes, Chica's doing great. So, guys, do y'all know what, do you guys know what happened to Mr. Beast over the past few months? Have you guys seen the allegations? It's pretty bad, guys. It's pretty bad. You look like an upside down finger. Your mic is off. Chat, can y'all hear me? You're muted? Bro, chat, what do you mean? Am I actually muted? Guys, am I actually muted? Relax, am I? Bro, chat, what do you mean? Am I actually muted? Guys, am I actually muted? Bro, relax, am I? Bro, chat, what do you mean? Am I actually... You can literally hear me. Like, what? You can literally hear my voice. I don't know. What do you mean? I'm literally not muted. I'm literally not. I don't know what you mean. I'm literally not muted. You can actually hear me. Stop doing this.
Kingston Master Super Shattered $1.99. Yo, Steak Pack God told me you and Bella are dating.
That is not true. Okay. Do you guys know what happened with Mr. Beast? Okay, he got canceled. Y'all saw that, correct? Correct? Do we know the lore? Do I need to explain the lore to everybody? Do you guys know? Do you understand what happened? I'm not, okay, bro, if one more person said, I'm not muted. I'm not fucking stupid. I know I'm not muted. Stop, I'm not. Do you guys know what happened? No? Explain? So basically, a former Mr. Beast employee made some vids about Mr. Beast and alleged some pretty crazy things. Some pretty serious stuff, including like rigging videos, faking videos, having some questionable staff members and things of the like. And after like 4 or 5 months, Mr. Beast has finally responded in a 2-hour and 37-minute long video, which I want to ask you guys, do you want to watch it? It's very long. Bro, chat, I'm not muted. If one more person
Sean Gaming Super Shattered $2. Let's play together.
I'm not playing right now, okay? This is a serious situation. Well, yes. Okay, well, chat, here's my question. Do you want me to watch the entire thing? Because the entire thing is very long. They go into every single detail. Or would you rather watch, like, a summary of it? Because he talks about every single tiny thing. It's a good video. It's a great video. But it's just really, 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 really long. is I can't hear you, then turn up your fucking volume, dumbass. How about that, kid? Yes, please. We can't hear you. Guys, I'm actually getting so annoying. I'm not muted. I can see my vocal chat. Do a poll.
Insanely skilled gamers super chatted $1.96. Egg.
I am going to kill somebody. I'm going to rip somebody's throat off their neck. All right? I'm going to kill chat. I'm not muted. I'm going to mute. I'm going to ban. Okay. You know what, chat? If you could hear me, spam egg emoji. Let's see. If I see a single egg emoji, that means I know you're all lying to me. Let's just see. Let's find out, shall we? No, the emoji, chat. You have to say, I said emoji. Egg. Muted. Buddy, put the fries in the bag. I'm trying right now, man. I'm really trying here, chat. Why is nobody chatting, by the way? I think the chat is a little bit glitched right now. Muted. Guys, it's starting to really annoy me how everybody is saying that I'm muted. I'm not going to lie. Guys, I know I'm not muted. You're literally spamming egg emoji. I just told you that. Stop fucking saying I'm muted because it actually annoys me. Because I have to check every single time to see if you guys are telling the truth or not. Yo, Alex, thank you for the member. Holy God. Oh my God. Now, anyway, as I was saying, yo, thank you, Insanely Skilled Gamer, for the $3.
Insanely skilled gamers super chatted $1.96. Egg.
Now, anyway, as I was saying, would you guys like me to watch this entire response video? Or would you rather us watch a summary of all the most important parts? Is there like a summary of it? Yo, Naughton, thank you for the member. I'm trying to decide because we could watch it. I haven't watched it. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I just skipped to a random part to get a thumbnail. I haven't seen it yet. Yo, Jose, thank you for the member. We can barely hear you. Turn up your mic. Make a poll. Okay. I'll make a poll. Would you guys rather watch the entire thing or a summary? Which one? Watch entire response summary. It's up to you guys. I'm fine with either. I did a poll. Watch the entire response. All right, guys. It's 2 hours long. More Pegasus made a summary. Okay, Pegasus is an idiot. I'm sorry. More Pegasus is a dumbass. They're like, chat, like, More Pegasus is like me if I milked Bella the Wolf even more. Like, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the other channel. Chat, Pegasus is like me with Belle the Wolf, but it's Mr. Beast, guys. Pegasus is like me with Belle the Wolf, except it's Mr. Beast. Look at all of the videos he made about KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast. Chat, holy crap, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's crazy. I'm sorry. That's insane. How much money? Let's see how much money he made. Wow. Maybe I should start doing that, guys. Huh.
Sean Gaming super chatted $2. Add me now, boy.
Huh. Oh. Wow. Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe I should get into that. This is glazing at that point. 16 so far. I mean, yeah, we can watch the whole response if you guys want. It's a long video. It's 2 hours and 37 minutes. I'll give you my honest thoughts. There's also another video by another YouTuber named Soggy Cereal. I watched this one. Really good, really solid video. If you haven't seen this one, go watch it. It kind of just tells you everything. But I'm going to give you guys, public revenues aren't always correct. Yeah, true. Let me summarize it for you so far. Okay, let me give you guys the lore. Okay, y'all want the lore? Just watch it already. Will you calm down, buddy? Will you chill out? Okay, just relax, kid. You're gonna be fine. Yo, what's up, Shaw? No!
Shaw Edits super chatted $2.57. Stake I bet her making 40k plus dollars www.
You're a liar, buddy. You need the court hair? Chat, do I need to get dressed up as a judge for this? Do we need to judge this? Wait, do I? That's actually facts.
Gamers super chatted $1.96. Everybody listen to Stakey Dig Out.
Actually, bro, maybe I should. You might be onto something.
Sean Gaming super chatted $2. What did my beast do?
Okay, we'll watch the entire response. I'll summarize it for you guys. I guess we'll just make this all into a video. Should I get the judge outfit on? I mean, these are pretty serious allegations. I don't know if I want to like joke around like that, but I mean, I did it for the last one. So you look good dressed up as a judge. Oh, wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, I'll do the judge. I'll get the judge. I need my gavel, though. Bro, where's my gavel? Oh, wait, it's in here. Hold on. Okay, got it. Judge Steak makes a return. Hello. Give live footage of you. Okay, shut up. Okay, now, listen, everybody. I'm going to give my honest reaction. Okay? I know Mr. Beast, sorta. He sent me a bunch of chocolate. Look, I'm just gonna be so honest, you guys. I don't know how this is gonna go. I haven't seen the response, but I did watch Soggy Cereal's video, and it seems like Dogpack 404 lied about a bunch of stuff. So we'll see. Thank you, Shone. Should we watch it in 2x speed? Bro, why are you saying of course? What do you mean of course? What the fuck? I like my eggs moldy. Okay, buddy. Chill. Guys, stop chatting so fast. Thank you. Okay. So, boys and girls. Yay, Judge Steak. Judge Steak makes a court appearance. Okay, so let's get into this, shall we? Everybody say hi, YouTube. Okay, so
Insanely skilled gamers super chatted $1.96. My fiend is literally junior pack god.
Truthfully, I just got
okay. So my Sigmas. Okay. Judge Steak Wad has appeared before you once again because Mr. Beast has finally responded to everything, and well, we judged the dog pack video, so I think it's only fair if we judge his response. So let's get into it. This is a video by Oompaville, really solid YouTuber. This video also, there's another video by another YouTuber named Soggy Cereal, which I think everybody should go. Well, actually, let me say that before in the intro. Okay. Wait, I need my judge music, chat, don't I? Fuck! All right, let me get my protein shake. Just look at the camera and say dada like a good boy. Okay. Chat, y'all better like stay in the stream and make this funny because this is going to be a long ass response, okay? This is 2 hours and this is almost 3 hours. So please, okay? I would appreciate it if you stuck around. This is going to be a long ass video. Okay, so Judge Steakwad presides over Mr. Beast's Jimmy Donald the response video. Basically, the accused, Mr. Beast, was accused of some very terrible, terrible crimes against the YouTube.com website. Okay, we're gonna redo this intro. Sorry about that. I messed that up really badly. Okay. Mr. Beast has finally responded. So Judge Steak is back to determine how good this response is. A video came out a couple days ago by a YouTuber named Soggy Cereal that kind of disproved a lot of the allegations against him. And lately, I've been seeing everybody's response to this, and I think it's kind of stupid because right now, everybody is responding to this, and here's what they're saying, okay? I feel like everybody right now is like, they're validating that a lot of the stuff he said was not true, but they're also being like, they're not taking Mr. Beast's side because they know everybody's gonna get mad at them for it. So I'm gonna just be totally honest with this, and I'm gonna just tell you the complete truth and what I feel about it. Soggy Cereal's video was really good, and I feel like Dogpack 404 lied to a lot of us. So let's see. Let's watch it.
Are you gonna sue Dogpack?
Sue him! Come on!
Well,
I want to see a lawsuit.
Mr. Beast is currently on a private jet on his way to where I live in Central Texas to have a...
That is a crazy sentence to start off with. Mr. Beast is currently on a private jet coming to Central Texas. Man, he's super relatable so far into the video. I relate to Mr. Beast. That's what I do every time. That's what I do, guys. I am on a private jet. I go on a private jet. That's funny.
Conversation with me with the intention of addressing the controversy that he has been involved in over the last few months. And I think that it is important for me to document my intentions before embarking on this risky and difficult task. I am not Scott Pelley. I am not a hard-hitting genius investigative journalist. I'm a YouTuber with a medium-sized platform. I am a
YouTuber with a medium-sized platform. I am a YouTuber with a medium size. You have 5 million subs! You have a pretty big platform, Oompa. Don't sell yourself short, okay? You're a big YouTuber. You're a great YouTuber. We like you. He's actually, though, genuinely, though, he's one of, like, my favorite creators. He's really funny. He's really, really funny, you guys. He makes great videos. That's why I'm so excited to see this.
Doing journalism, to be fair.
Oh my God!
All right. Also,
David Bazuki with the 20 gifted subs. Thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate you for that 20 gifted. David, that's the real David, by the way, guys. That's the guy who owns Roblox. He's my fan.
So back in August, I platformed Dogpack, and out of fairness, I feel that it is important to do the same for Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast has agreed to keep an open line of communication. He'll only be here for a little bit, which is crazy because he's flying halfway across the country. And he and his team have agreed to provide us with evidence and information to give proof to claims so we can actually be as transparent here as possible. The goal of this video is not for it to please everyone or gotcha somebody. It is for this video to be a meaningful source of information. So to future me and you currently viewing, I'm sure I missed some questions, but I absolutely did my best, and I stand behind the result, maybe, and I look forward to seeing the comments and criticism.
Firstly, would you be willing to put your hand on this Bible and swear?
Oh, that's crazy. Right off the bat, he's asking him to swear on a Bible. Is Mr. Beast Christian? Do we know the answer to that? Is he like does he go to church? Sorry, that's not really important. Okay, continue.
Oh my gosh, you actually have a Bible?
I have 2 Bibles.
Are you being serious?
I am being serious.
Okay.
I'm swearing. We're both from the South.
Oh.
This will be an honest video.
Oh, your laptop's blocking it.
Oh, whoops. This will be an honest video. You're a man from North Carolina. I'm from Virginia.
The Bible Belt.
The Bible Belt.
Yep.
Exactly.
I know what this means.
This means it's legit.
Yes. Okay.
There we go.
He swore on a Bible.
Okay.
This is like legal
He swore on a Bible, boys. He can't lie.
now.
It is. I can go to jail.
Stop pausing the video.
Question for me and a lot of people.
I always get mad at me. I always get mad at people who tell me not to pause a video because what do you want me to do? Just be a mindless drone and watch something? No, I'm going to give you my input. If you don't want me to pause a video, then get the fuck out of my stream. I'm here to provide you with my input, okay? I'm not going to... I am here to react in my way. If you don't like me pausing, then leave. Why are you even here? What's the point? Go watch the video. Like, what do you mean?
That I've spoken to over the last couple months
is
David! Like, why were you so silent?
That's a really good question, by the way. Shout out David for the 10 members. Again, that's 30 total from our boy David Bazuki. Thank you. So if you don't know, basically all these allegations came out and Mr. Beast just didn't respond to them for like 4 months. And a lot of people thought he was guilty because of that, including me, by the way. Yo, thanks for the $5 Trollface. Appreciate that, man.
Especially off the bat, like you did respond to the Ava Tyson stuff immediately, but like, you know, right after that, a bunch of other stuff came out and Dawson's video, his first video, gained a bunch of traction. What was your reasoning for being so silent immediately?
Yeah, it's a great question to kick it off on. You actually kind of laid out the timeline there. The Ava stuff came out and I put out that tweet. We hired the investigators to go look into it. And part of that investigation is they recommended that I not talk about drama or really do anything online because it might influence, you know, witnesses or any people they might interview or ex-employees. So it's a little unfortunate because I told them, okay, I'll wait till the investigation is over. And I believe that was literally like a week before the dog pack video came out. And then truthfully, just in transparency, I've never done one of these like big investigations before. And in my head, it was going to last like 2 or 3 weeks. It ended up taking a couple months, apparently combing through all the documents and doing all the interviews and everything.
Chat, what do we think about the investigation? A lot of people were shitting on Mr. Beast because he paid somebody to investigate him. But I always thought that was kind of weird and stupid because, like, what else was he supposed to do? Like, nobody's going to investigate him for free, right? I don't know. Y'all can call me a Mr. Beast Glazer. I don't really care. That's just what I think. Because a lot of people were getting really mad at Mr. Beast for paying somebody to investigate him. But I feel like what else was he supposed to do? Right? Like, how else? What, he committed war crimes? Yeah, I know. He's going to, I would assume he's going to talk about that.
Everything just took way longer than I thought because I've never had to bring in a top tier law firm and a former federal prosecutor and let him, do this really big thing. And so that kind of concluded a couple weeks ago when I put out the tweet of the follow-up. Yeah. Like that was the day I got the conclusion of it. And I was like, okay, in transparency, I'll throw this out. So up until that point, it was, I had told Quinn Emanuel that, to protect the integrity, I wouldn't do anything or engage in this drama. And then after that, yeah, like you said, a lot of stuff had come out between when the investigation started and when it ended. And I was just kind of like, whoa, I don't really know how to like hit this stuff. And I made like a little response video, but that's just kind of not my style where I just kind of like put a lot of the information.
Why is there a dancing shirtless man on my screen when you donated $20? Queso is here. Oh, what's up, Queso? David Bazuki, thank you for that $20. I think that's weird. Ugh. Shout out my boy Queso my boy David with the $20. He sent me $20 and he just put a pride flag in his donation. Totally worth $20. Yep.
Information that I assume we're going to talk about here out, and it just felt weird. Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I've never been in a situation where people have thrown this much stuff at me, and I definitely could have handled it better. Like I probably should have, like the second I could have talked, like I don't remember the exact date, 2 or 3 weeks ago when we put that report out, probably should have done something like this right then. If I could go back in time, I would. And yeah, that's kind of like the brain dump, and then here I am.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, you answered it towards the end, but like, do you regret that? Obviously.
Yeah. If I could go back in time, I would do what we're doing here, because I assume this is like the correct format. It's gonna be a little bit more free flowing and natural, and I wouldn't have wasted so much time like trying to do a response. It's just not my thing. I like so much better. Or I'm assuming. I mean, we just started, but I think I'm gonna like so much better being asked the questions and answer it instead of just like sitting in a chair like this answering it. It just feels a little more natural.
Got you. Yeah, God. I mean that Bro, definitely.
20 more from David Bazuki. Thank you for those 20. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Trollface with the 2 and Mamanoski with the 2 as well. Okay, so far my thoughts. So I mean, we got a lot. He's got a lot to respond to, but I would say Mr. Beast has like this weird, like, he has like this weird aura where nobody can criticize him. You know, like, well, at least this was the case like 6 months ago, because he does so much good, right? But at the same time, I feel like people should be allowed to, which I guess is kind of the outcome of all of this drama. I mean, all of this, honestly, at the end of the day, it's kind of all just really stupid. Like, it's just so, like, pointless. There's so many worse things happening in the world. But I mean, he has, his aura of not being criticized is gone, which is okay, cool.
You know, that does line up obviously with what's happened, and it makes sense. And I definitely, you know, I feel like, you know, before talking to you, I definitely would imagine that you would regret have not making a response early.
Oh,
right?
100%.
Like that, because that could have, you could have just immediately, if there is information to debunk Dogpack's his first video off the bat.
Yeah, which obviously had so much disinformation in it. If anyone saw Sagi's video or any of the newer videos now coming out, like you would
we'll
see
get to
so
that
much.
too, yeah,
so much of it. So it's it's unfortunate that it happened on the back end of when I said I would not talk about or address drama and things. And I mean, there's obviously should have done this sooner. Whoops, but hey, better late than never.
Yeah. Did you think it would get this big?
No, I mean, truthfully, I thought, like, if you watch Sagi's video or any of these other videos that are coming out now showing all the discrepancies, I honestly thought a lot of people would find, like, the information proving the dishonesty earlier.
The Google?
Because a lot of this could have been, just figure out Google.
Chad, W or L Dogpack? How do we feel about Dogpack 404?
A lot of this could, and now, I also have to be clear, like, I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying I've never done anything wrong, and you can't criticize me. Like, there are things I deserve criticism for, and I'm sure we'll get to some of those things in here. But there are a lot of things that are just not true, and you know, on those things, like, I mean, we'll just get to it throughout this because I'm sure you're gonna ask me the questions. But there's just a lot of disinformation that was easily proved wrong. Like the big one that, I mean, videos with tens of millions of views collectively, you know, claiming I called a guy Delaware because he committed a crime in Delaware. Like,
thank you for that 20, man. Appreciate you so much. Meta Ladon, thank you for that. Yo, shout out W Meta in the chat. I'm gonna make a poll, guys. Whose side are you on, Dogpack or Mr. Beast? I feel like Dogpack low-key kind of like really twisted a lot of facts, and I feel very like manipulated by the whole thing, and it makes me really like sad. I mean, the entire, like, Mr. Beast cancellation was kicked off by him, and it turns out that he was just lying about so many things.
You know, that is not true. His name was just Delaware. I didn't, you know, call him Delaware to make fun of him or anything. And, I mean, I'm sure you're going to ask about it later, but like, there's literally, he was in a video before I hired him working at Best Buy wearing a name tag that said Delaware. Mm-hmm. And, like, that was public information. And, like, you know, anyone could have saw that. And like, even during when that was like getting shared a lot a couple months ago, I even sent that to a couple of YouTubers. I was like, hey, just so you know, like, I didn't call him Delaware because of this messed up thing. Like, that was just his name, and here's proof. Mm-hmm. And I guess I probably shouldn't say the name of the creators, but like, one of them literally just said to me, like, well, it's not really cool to like you or defend you right now, so I don't really care whether or not it's true, or I don't want to take the video down because then people are gonna think I'm controlled opposition.
I love Roblox. Thanks for the member. He's definitely talking about Ludwig.
Like, whoa. And then also, like, that same photo, are you gonna like throw some things on the screen for them?
Definitely.
Yeah, so throw it on the screen. That same photo, right after that second Dogpack video started.
Everybody, that guy Jake Weddle said that they called someone Delaware because this guy was not allowed to go to Delaware because he committed a sexual crime there. But it was like so easily disproved. Like, it makes me want to question everything else that they said. Like, did they lie about everything? Like, isn't that crazy? Like, they kind of just told a massive lie and got away with it.
To get traction on Reddit, and saying like, hey, this is a lie. Jimmy didn't call him Delaware to make fun of him, committing a crime in Delaware. That's just his name. And it got taken down by the mods on r/YouTube drama. And that's when I realized, like, oh, anytime there's a post proving like that I'm not evil, they were taking it down. So it was a little unfortunate too, because I wasn't saying anything. And then on Reddit, anytime something was proving that I wasn't evil or, contrarian to what everyone was saying, they were suppressing it. Or
neither party is innocent. What did Mr. Beast do though? What did he do? I don't know. How is neither party? What did Mr. Beast do that's so terrible? Because I feel like all of the stuff got debunked. Did it not?
Censoring it, not trying to sound extreme.
So you're saying it's like a echo chamber, which I mean, Reddit r/YouTube drama is.
Yeah, I know, but it's unfortunate when there's a post with 10,000 upvotes claiming something false about you, and then then a couple people are like, wait, that's not true. Here's proof. And then they delete it every time. So then everyone's like, okay, well then that must be true, because they're also deleting the comments on that post that prove it's not. So then then it's just like
illegal lottery. Yeah, but if you watch Soggy's video, they put in the description that there's no purchase necessary. They literally put that in the description, and Dogpack left that out. And Beast, he didn't debunk everything? Okay, well, I'm gonna just keep watching.
Now, again, I'm not trying to sound extreme, but it's just like, well, you're censoring information. And then that paired with other YouTubers, when I would call them and share it with them, they'd just be like, well, I don't want to be Mr. Beast Glazer, so I don't really... They wouldn't say it this direct, but they would just essentially say, like, I don't really care if it's true. Or
Soggy said there was one illegal lottery. Okay. My bad. I mean, do you think Mr. Beast purposely did an illegal lottery, though? Wouldn't it way more likely just be an accident than him doing it on purpose? He rigged challenge videos by his friends winning. Soggy definitely debunked that, though. Yo, thanks, Cope, for the 2. Cancel culture has gone insane nowadays. I mean, I think for the most part, cancel culture usually is okay, because at the end of the day, cancel culture just means somebody getting punished for their actions, right? But sometimes, it does get out of hand.
Or not. I'm just gonna say what other people say, like, sorry.
Do you have evidence of people there being posts that existed and then didn't exist on Reddit that got?
Of course. Yeah, okay, I can send you.
Yeah, if you'd send me anything,
you could throw it up on screen. I mean, that's not like a conspiracy theory. That's
of course. Yeah.
Just, we can find quite a few.
I'm not that good at using
the Chocolate Factory video was won by
so to circle back to the Quinn Emanuel investigation, the big thing on the internet, on Twitter specifically, was that you found yourself to be innocent. Of course, you paid a law firm to find yourself innocent.
I saw those memes, yeah.
That was the big meme. How would you respond to the allegation that the investigation was biased from the start?
Yeah. So, first off, to just set the foundation, I think a lot of people are saying, oh, of course, Jimmy did an internal investigation, found himself, they didn't find any wrongdoing, which is also not true, which I assume we'll go into that more later. They did find some wrongdoing, just not in regards to the serious Ava allegation. So that's a, false truth. And then on top of that, it wasn't an internal investigation. It was an external investigation, which was clearly laid out in the things we showed.
Yeah, a third-party investigation.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, it is a little bit of a, a lot of people I saw were saying well, you paid them. And it's well, top tier lawyers and federal prosecutors don't work for free, so I have to pay them.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how to debunk that one. I mean, it just is what it is. But yeah, we hired Quinn Emanuel, which is one of the top law firms in the world. I mean, it was very expensive, but I intentionally picked them because they have a reputation and they're not just going to destroy their entire business to be by.
He never said if the Delaware guy actually did the crime. I don't think he said that the Delaware guy didn't do the crime. I think he said he genuinely just didn't know and he was being stupid. Because didn't he hire him when he was 19? You're 19. You're going to do dumb stuff when you're 19, right? I did dumb stuff when I was 19. That's obviously a stupid mistake and he shouldn't have done that. But I can understand that the dude's only 19. Yo, White Knight, thank you for the member.
Bias towards me, you know what I mean? And then it was led by a former federal prosecutor who did the whole thing. It was pretty intense. I mean, they did tons of interviews. I mean, I mean, transparency. They
Stop
even like
glazing?
scan my phone. Like
Bro,
they have messages I sent to my girlfriend.
I'm not glazing, guys. I'm just being 100% honest. That's that. Like literally, that can be so easily explained by somebody being 19 and being stupid. Like, there's no. I feel like it's so much more unlikely that he purposely hired somebody who is a convicted SO rather than it was just a mistake. Like, which one's way more likely? I think I'll take Jimmy's side. I'll keep watching.
And I'm like, why is this even relevant? They're like, I mean, if you want to throw one and you want us to like be confident in what we're saying, we need to see everything. Like they went pretty hardcore on it, which is why it ended up taking a couple of months. Because truthfully, when I started this process, I didn't realize like how intense it was. But you know, I gave them the reins to everything, and yeah, it took longer than I thought. But I don't know. I mean, is there any like how else do I prove it besides? I mean, I think another thing that missing context people don't have is like, if they found anything illegal, they're obligated to report it to the police. Like this like that's how these things work when they do these investigations. It's not like they could be like, hey Jimmy, we found this illegal thing. We'll just sweep it under the rug.
But it's all right because you paid us.
Yeah, like so it's just
Thanks,
in every way. I
Infinite.
just don't think people understand. Like it's it was obviously Quinn Emanuel. That's why we paid them, and it was pretty thorough and.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, those are two things that make sense, right? We just covered two back-to-back things that make sense. A, you waited a long time for the investigation, and B, you paid like a very reputable law firm, whatever, to investigate. Both of those things make sense logically from your perspective, but also optically from the outside looking in.
I think that makes sense, what he said. Don't you guys agree? Do you guys agree with what he said there? I feel like that makes perfect sense. Like, I think that makes sense. Makes sense to me. I don't know.
And for people who are just seeing the allegations, they're like, oh, this guy looks guilty.
Yeah.
You know, he's building this big sort of law team, and he's not responding, and he's like it. So it's kind of bizarre and unfortunate because like it does make sense. Like from a logical perspective.
I mean, because there's two things I could do. I could do an internal investigation.
What's up,
but that's
Johnny?
Great idea.
because I don't want to audit myself.
Let your mom do it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
exactly.
troll face.
I'll let my mom do it, or I could do an external one. That's what we did, and again, it's like because I didn't have control over it. Obviously, if I did, I would have been like, bro, do this in 2 weeks so I can get this out there. Like I didn't want it to take months, but I mean that's part of an external investigation. You don't have control over it.
Now, would you consider? So you obviously regret the remaining silent. Would you consider that the third-party investigation as a whole, in looking back, would that have been? Would you say that's a mistake?
No, I just think I would push back on like, do I really have to be silent? Like,
Okay.
can I just like do this thing? You know, like go clap back on some of these things. But you know, like some of these things people were apparently talking.
Are you gonna check out the doc they provided? Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I just want to hear what they have to say first.
Talking to ex-employees
I'm low-key thinking, should we play this in 2x speed, you guys?
or whatever, and so it just gets muddy because I really didn't want the integrity of the investigation to like, you know, be in question or anything. So I was like super paranoid where I was like, okay, this is what they said. I don't want to push back or anything. But yeah, obviously in hindsight, like, I mean, a lot of these things are just blatantly lies. Like if I just clap back instantly, people are just like, okay, cool, and move on.
Would you consider making some details of the investigation that have yet to be seen in public? Obviously, there's like a level of confidentiality that is required legally.
Exactly, yeah.
But like, is there anything?
Well, that's the thing. Like, well, we put out as much as we could, but I mean, obviously they did dozens of interviews, including, you know, alleged people who were victims. And I mean, like I said, my message to my girlfriend, like they gathered a lot. So I don't really think I can. I mean, there's a lot of sensitive data and information in there. You know?
What about like a just to back up your claims to their
This is too fast. I can't understand. Hold on. I'm gonna just do like 1.5.
Oh, but things on like how like they did it independently and they weren't biased. Like that's I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really know what people want to see, but yeah, I mean, we can figure it out.
Just from what I know about like retainer contracts with lawyers and working with, you know, third-party investigations, things like which I don't have any experience with anything that big, obviously.
Yeah.
But maintaining a level of compliance, like, I mean, if there's like a retainer contract, something showing that, you know, you shouldn't.
Now this is where I'm ignorant. Like I don't even know really what a retainer contract is, but
Yeah, I mean, like
if there's any way I could, of course.
Like your third party saying, Jimmy, don't talk. Like just basically giving credence to what you're saying, even more,
Gotcha.
so, more evidence of what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something I'd have to like go talk to the team on. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
that would help
if
me.
that's something where people desperately want transparency, I mean,
Yeah.
we can figure something out.
Yeah, that would just help me. I'm not sure if people, honestly, I don't know if people would give a fuck.
Yeah, I
but,
don't know either.
I would
Because if people are like, we think
Watch CoffeeZilla. I saw the CoffeeZilla video. I did see that. I don't know. I kind of just want to play at normal speed, not gonna lie.
Quinn Emanuel's bias, like even no matter what I show them, if they think a top tier law firm would willingly
Yeah.
potentially tank their rep for me, like I don't know if there's anything that's
Yeah,
ever
it's
going to convince
foolish,
them.
right?
Yeah,
It is foolish, and it makes sense. But once again, it's like optically, there is a very easy, lowest common denominator way to look at stuff.
Yeah. And also, what I would say to those people is I'm here, so it's not like I'm like maybe that argument would work if I just never did anything, but I'm here, so
in the lion's den.
Yes, controlled opposition towards me. Hey, also, I'd love to say I don't know if he's posting this chronologically or whatnot, but I mean, he also did interview Dogpack multiple times, so it's
multiple times.
because I could have done this with anyone, but I think this one makes sense because you've literally had the other side on here. So
yeah, and also to be clear as well, I have not signed like an NDA or
fuck.
I mean, there's genuinely nothing that's been signed. You haven't given me $1 million.
No. Hey, you should say I haven't given you a penny.
A penny. Okay, yeah.
You gave me 999.
Nothing. You've given me nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually just, it's kind of interesting.
What do we think so far,
This
guys?
is a bold move, I would consider. It's quite a bold move.
And it's even more bold because I'm never vulnerable on camera. And like,
yeah, it's from a lot of perspectives, it is quite bold. And it's not like I haven't been critical. I feel like I've been fairly critical. I feel, and like talking to you, I feel bad, you know, obviously because I'm a person, there's different levels to how much you care about shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is, if there were a testament, it would be, that would be a testament to this being being a meaningful source of information in this video. I feel like, I hope.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is definitely outside my comfort zone, but I think it's important.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's kind of past like the main initial allegations. We can move on to sort of corporate culture and HR practices. That's been a big sort of point that a lot of critics have hammered home.
Yep.
I like my
hell yeah. So there have been a lot of questions about your workplace culture, such as a lack of diversity or also HR problems.
Yeah.
What, if anything, have you done to address these concerns? How have you handled it since information came out, and how do you plan on handling it in the future?
Okay, so we'll start with the diversity one. If I forget the HR one, just bring it up when I finish that one. Diversity, I have seen a lot of people mention that about our company, which
Johnny,
that
what
was
are you
not even
talking
true.
about?
Like, I mean, Feastables, for example, a couple months old, but like almost 70% of our company is women. And we actually, because we do dub studios around the world, now zooming out of Feastables over to content, I mean, we actually have pretty crazy amount of diversity in our company. So because you know, we have 400 people that work for me. It's not just me and the boys on the camera, which is the 5 you see. So that one, the few people have claimed that like they don't have any data to back it up. So I guess I probably should have brought some data here. I don't want to just say percentages off the top of my head.
If you have, I'm sure you've got some kind of
but I really, that one I just don't think it's rooted in anything.
It's not on
and then,
times
what was the second part?
HR, yeah. How have you handled HR problems? What HR problems?
Oh yeah. So that one, I mean, it's a little bit of a general question, but yeah, I mean, obviously in general, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of things about, you know, HR stuff in my company. And I think one thing people don't have is just the context. Like, I think they think my channel is just like 5 people or 10 people or 20, whatever. Like, they don't realize the size of it. Like, specifically because our videos have gotten so big. I mean, I'm going to give a little range because depending on how many people we've hired in the last month, it's somewhere between like 250 or 300 people work at my production company, you know? So this is a big company. There's a lot of people. And then on top of that, when we do like bigger videos where we need to build big sets or whatever, sometimes we bring in hundreds of contractors. So there's a lot of people that work here. And like, I just want to blanketly say, like, companies at this size, like, you know, you can't ever guarantee that every interaction everyone's going to have is always going to be positive with each other. You know what I mean? That's just impossible. So I want to start off by just saying that because I don't want people to watch this and then like a year from now, like hear some rumor and be like, oh, Jimmy didn't learn. Like, any company of this size, there's always going to be some problem someone has. Now, having said that, I'm not trying to use it as like a blanket of like, see, and shield myself. There are 2 things that are like someone in my position who runs a company like this is in control of. One is, you know, making sure we're not fostering anything in.
Thank you, Alexia. What do we think so far? It's not 2 times speed. It's 1.25 speed. Okay. I want them to talk about the more important stuff.
Appropriate and you know, allowing it. And then 2, when it inevitably happens, because it just will.
Shut up, Johnny.
And I'm trying to be transparent here.
Not now.
You know, how do you respond to it? And then like, and then making sure you're not fostering it. Part of Quinn Emanuel, when we had them do their investigation, is I had them look at every system in my company. I had them talk to my employees and if, you know, see if there's anything they could bring to Quinn Emanuel's attention that they could make me aware of. And like, I think it was in the report, is like we established an anonymous hotline because Quinn Emanuel was showing me data that like sometimes people don't feel comfortable talking to HR or their boss. And like, if you have an anonymous hotline that goes to someone outside the company that can hear a complaint and then beam it into you.
Everybody who's saying both sides are bad, there is definitely one side who is way more bad than the other, and that, in my opinion, that is Dogpack 404, because that dude lied to like everybody, and I honestly feel like, from the situation, I feel like I don't think Mr. Beast intentionally did bad things. Okay, there was definitely some negligence there, but at the end of the day, I feel like Mr. Beast does more good than bad. Like, versus Dogpack, what did he do? Like, tell a bunch of stuff that was like 1% true and manipulate a bunch of data. My thoughts so far, by the way. Don't get mad at me. Don't call me a glazer. I'm just being straight up.
Without disclosing who it was, like you'll get more honest feedback, you know, because there's like, so they showed us a lot of things like that. Also making sure we're not fostering it. Like I think it's also in there as well. We leveled up like our C-suite, because I've had a lot of people that have grown with me, but like me, they've never ran a company that has hundreds of employees before. So I actually just hired a couple people who have worked on Fortune 500 companies, who have actually ran companies of this size before. And so, you know, they've shown me lots of things that bigger companies do that obviously I'm just ignorant on, because I'm a YouTuber. You know what I mean? I spend my life staring at retention.
I want to see him talk about Jake Weddle, the dude who was in that video who had a bad time.
Charts and CTR, not how to structure a business. So just, that's phase one, is making sure you're not fostering, you know, a culture that supports that stuff. And then inevitably, like I said, you can't ever guarantee when you're working with hundreds of people full time, and then when you add part-time people, potentially over 1,000 sometimes, you just got to make sure.
I believe Mr. Beast just wants money. That's just my opinion. I mean, you guys are welcome to have whatever opinion you want.
I'm not. Oh well, but if there's an actual serious issue, then, you know, we'll bring in professionals who experience in, you know, getting down to it, interview them, gather the information. I'll recuse myself. I don't want to be the arbiter of truth. And then, you know, those experts who are experienced in handling those things, they'll tell me how to handle it. If they tell me to fire someone, I fire them. If they tell me to whatever, I'll do it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the one who makes those decisions. So, and transparency, that's kind of, you know.
So so I think this is one where a lot of YouTubers, people who have covered this type of thing, don't really understand that.
Disable subscriber only mode. Okay. I don't know why it's even on. It's just auto. Okay, there, I turn it off.
That HR is a real living and breathing organism in business, and if you don't maintain it, it can become a problem for a normal business. But when your business is someone like you whose reputation is on the line, I also have like a bunch of businesses. I've got 60 employees, and we have an HR department. And like something happens once a month where someone gets an anonymous report, and then we have to solve that problem, and then we actually.
You're evil.
Yeah, and that's you know that's how it feels sometimes. Yeah. But I'm not involved, obviously, in that stuff, and my YouTube side is very compartmentalized. So the way that I do that, it makes sense to me. I want to be as detached as much as possible from the day-to-day operations of like the actual business. You're saying you're running the company. Is there a world in which what is your job title? Is there a world in which you step back and you are just like not an actor necessarily, but you're the guy, you're Mr. Beast, and you let the business be operated by an entity to where you can stand beside it essentially, instead of being at the head of it?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's my channel, it's my company, so I wouldn't take it that far. I think like the big thing is just bringing in people who have actually ran a company at this size before, because eventually I will be more educated and knowledgeable. Like every day, I'm learning more on like how to properly run a company with hundreds of people and better do it. But I'm still very ignorant. Like I probably.
Are you from India? Because you're my sharp president. I don't know what you mean by that, Johnny. I don't understand you. Like, it got to the point every day. I don't know. Half the chat is just sending nonsense.
Crossed 100 employees like 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, but it's still just growing. So like, because across everything, you know, if you include Feastables and ViewStats, we have over 400 employees. So it's a learning thing. But that's the thing. While I'm learning, I need to bring in people who have been there and, you know, learn from them.
Mr. Beast's goal is to become the youngest president. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think if Mr. Beast became president, everybody would be happier. Genuinely, I said this like a year ago when he first said that, and I'm like, bruh, I think if he was president, everybody would be happier. But all this stuff came out, so I feel like too many people hate him now, so it couldn't happen. It just couldn't happen now. I feel like he'll never do it. But another thing is, like, people who want to be president shouldn't be president, and I think he wants to be president, so I don't know. It's who knows.
Yeah, because there's no replacement for this experience, right?
Exactly.
Like, you can be as smart as anybody, but if you haven't been able to go through the things you've gone through,
what is
and
with
like
the
things
audio?
just personally that I know that I've gone through and learned from business, it's not possible to know. It's not possible to know how to react to those things, or that's why I sort of try to do my best to compartmentalize my business. Obviously, different beast than what you're operating, but it just it's just it's difficult, and it does make sense, and you've used the word ignorant a couple times. I'd be interested to see how changes are made after this, which you've already made a lot of changes, obviously. The anonymous
audio sucks at this part.
that's like
okay.
And it's like, that's one of those things where you know, like, it's not like I was like, oh, we don't need, I just didn't know. Like, I'd never seen the data they showed me. And like, if any other people have this kind of stuff, like, I'm always open to learning.
Of course, yeah. And I think the most important thing too is like, at the end of the day, you've got the most to gain from all this.
Exactly. I want my employees happy. I gain nothing out of them not being happy. Like, it hurts me. It's like I have a monetarily incentivization to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like the criticism of entities like yours and even mine, with truth, obviously, and like logic, and there's a real basis of rationale that makes sense, that's centered in reality.
Yeah.
I feel like that's super important because once again, you have so much to gain, and like you spend less, you make a little bit less money, but your employees are substantially happier and they feel safer or just more confident in you as their leader or their boss. So it's like, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how all this kind of goes from here after this point, especially.
Yeah,
this is a big moment.
I know, the interview, the day of the interview.
But that makes sense though. I mean, and like I don't want to continuously interject my own business experience, but I think it does set me apart from other YouTubers who are involved in this, in that I do have business experience from sort of the same thing. I just fell into running actual businesses and having to do payroll and HR, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
I had no idea any of this stuff existed, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get fucked.
Hey
Your
guys,
mom was
how old is Mr. Beast? Just so I can have some context. How old is he? Mr. Beast is my dad. I highly doubt that. I'm gonna get some water. 1 sec. I have a fridge in my room now, so I can get water whenever I want it, and it's cold, fresh water. He's 26. Okay. 26 still, I don't know. Is that too young or is he old now? I don't know. 19 is definitely young, but I feel like 26 is a bit older, more mature for some of this stuff not to be happening.
Previously head of your HR department, and some people have criticized that as a conflict of interest. Did you personally at the time even consider that? And do you now also acknowledge that that is a conflict of interest?
Oh, I agree. That's a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
I do think context matters though, because like this is where a lot of these things that I assume we're going to talk about is like people conflate current Mr. Beast with 400 employees and spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year with Mr. Beast when he's a teenager and starting. I mean, when I first started hiring people, it was like, oh, we went to high school together. You want to help me make videos? And I hired a couple of my friends from high school. So, and then I was like, how do I
honestly think that's a good argument for the Delaware thing, because like he's literally just 19. Like, how are you going to make a company at 19 and not make any mistakes at all? I don't know. You guys can call me a glazer, blah, blah, blah. I'm just giving my thoughts.
Taxes and this kind of stuff. And I was like, Mom, help. And so, I mean, I wouldn't say she's head of HR. I mean, she was, I guess, but she's also running finance, and you know, it's not like a real company. We just get in this like little $700 no, actually that one was $1,080 a month office I was renting, and I'd just be like to this one guy that I knew from high school, all right, today you're gonna go paint this thing. Today, you friend number 2, you're gonna like help me edit this, and you friend number 3, you're gonna go to the store and buy 1,000 chickens that like scream when you press down on them. And Mom, I don't know, just make sure the IRS doesn't sue me. Like that's the time frame we're talking about here. But yes, I agree. Like it's stupid. Like you definitely shouldn't have your mom as an HR person. You should just hire someone who was educated in HR, which is obviously what we have. We have an HR team now. Yeah. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think, and that's sort of like one of the weird things from just a business perspective. Once again, it's like someone becomes HR by default, even if you don't say, "Well, this is the HR person. This is our contract."
Because like back then, it's like, I mean, you got a problem, just tell me. There's like 5 of us. You know? So,
that's true. Yeah,
but yes, but still, I'm like, in this, I'm not trying to like deflect everything. Like, I mean, yes, obviously, you should hire an actual HR person. Agreed.
That's good advice.
Yes.
That's sound advice. I do agree with that.
Shocker.
Yeah, crazy. The no doesn't mean no policy that was criticized. That was crazy. I mean,
that was the worst thing ever. In their little like they had, okay, so if you don't know what he's talking about, they had like a company instruction thing that they sent to all the employees, and that it literally said no does not mean no. That's okay. It's a little bit crazy. Little bit insane.
When I first saw that, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're answering for me. Let me answer.
It was criticized, especially by Soggy recently, of having been taken out of context. Can you explain what the no doesn't mean no policy was and why it was in
weird.
the...
Yes. So, yeah. So, it's funny. You
stop telling me to oil up.
So when we started hiring more people, I wrote this little, I almost like advice book just for a lot of employees, because I wasn't able to talk with people as much as I was early on. And one part of it that people, when this thing got leaked, and I wrote it with some other people in my company, it wasn't just me, but when this got leaked, there's a section that said no does not mean no. And then they just like cropped that out, and they're like, look, this is proof.
What do we think about this, chat? No does not mean no. That's kind of crazy.
Jimmy's immoral and evil. When obviously, like you were saying, if you read the context below, it makes sense. The gist of why we had a section that said no does not mean no is because we do, I don't know if anyone's ever seen our videos, crazy things that have never been done before, right? No one's ever, on YouTube at least, buried themselves alive for 7 days. No one like tries to dangle an obstacle course from cranes. And it's like, the problem I kept running into early on when I was hiring people is I'd be like, hey, I want to do this. And then they would go call someone. So like, let's say the obstacle course in the sky where we had like this obstacle courses that Mac did held up by these cranes, weighed like 100,000 pounds or whatever. Like they would call crane companies and they'd be like, no. And then they'd be like, okay, hang up. And they come to me and they go, Jimmy, they said, no, we can't do it. The video's not possible. And it's like, okay, well, of course they're going to say no because everything we do has never been done before. But like, ask them why. Like, obviously, if they don't be rude, but if they say no, just try to understand why, right? And a lot of times you'll have an instance where like, well, we can't get all the cranes at one time because we're renting them out. And it's like, okay, perfect. That we respect that, but
I see the point there. That's also just weird though to say that. I think it was just a dumb mistake that they made to put that in there. Like they shouldn't have phrased it like in such a terrible way.
But can I offer something before you actually hard say no? What if we went to the 2 or 3 other clients that day that were renting the cranes? We paid them 5 times the amount of money they paid to rent those
Valid
cranes
or not
to just
valid, guys?
rent them a week later, and let's just see. And then the company would usually be like, "Oh, you would do that?"
It was out of
like
yeah,
we want to
was.
work with you to find a solution to make your problem our problem and solve it. And then like then a hard no will 50% of the time turn into, oh well, yeah, actually we can do it if you're willing to spend a little extra money or whatever. So that was me trying to educate my employees on that. And somehow, well, I don't know, I'm not even gonna say somehow, I know how.
Here's what they should have called that. They should have called that section like "Don't give up if someone says no." Like it's just a weird sentence. Such a weird sentence. Like they should definitely have called it something else. It just looks horrible out of context.
I mean, people who didn't care about the truth and just, wanted to spread disinformation and manipulate and lie to millions of people, which it worked, spun that into, I mean, I'm not even going to state the obvious, but I mean, which made no sense because the context for it was literally written right below it. But I mean, that just shows the ill will intent of certain people.
Yeah, because no doesn't mean no. I mean, that is like, there's just a massive, heavy negative connotation with that, obviously, in the zeitgeist. So, yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense in a vacuum, or, with this context, it does make perfect sense, but you got to see, if I were to be like, yeah, this guy, Mr. Beast, he's getting canceled for all kinds of crazy shit, he has a no doesn't mean no policy. Anyways, like, that's crazy.
I know.
That's fucking
And you should
insane.
throw it on screen so your viewers can
so they can actually see the
so you
full
can see
thing,
the context, because it clearly lays it out. So no one actually saw that and thought what these channels were implying.
Yes.
They just
Steven
willfully were ignorant so they could get
Shut
1 out
up,
of 10s and
Isaac.
make some money. I mean, that's the truth. Like, I'm sorry, but
Now on to sort
are
of the
egg.
content production and the
No, I'm not,
question
man.
of authenticity behind the content that you make. There have been claims that you use some CGI in your videos, that is computer-generated imagery.
By the
Do you
way,
think the use
Soggy Cereal talked about this and kind of debunked the entire CGI argument. Like, he ate it up hard.
of CGI can
He left
undermine
no
the
crumbs.
credibility or authenticity of the content that you're making? And if so, why do you choose to use it?
Good question. And yes, I do think rampant use of CGI can undermine it, and I try to do my best to be transparent. Did you ever see So Crispy's video where they show the behind the scenes of our Squid Game video?
I did, yes.
Yeah, so we've done that. We've done lots of BTS videos on them, and we've done other BTS videos. So I try to show it transparently, but let me think about it. I mean, honestly, the truth is, like, obviously there are channels like Corridor Digital and stuff like that, but can you really think of any, like, entertainment channels like mine that really do this, like even have the budgets to kind of do this kind of stuff? It's something I've always thought a lot about, because like we're really pushing boundaries, and like I want to like keep leveling things up, and I think that's a cool way to do it. But it's not like there's some like playbook on how to like incorporate it, right? Because no one else really does it. Like something I was thinking about is like also we rarely use it. Like, I mean, maybe like 0.1% of my shots. Like if we have like a background that like doesn't look too cool, like it's just like
question,
black,
Mama
but it looks a
Noski.
little off.
I
Just,
don't
like,
know.
darken it out in
Maybe
post. Like that's
tonight.
like majority of what we do, or sometimes we'll extend a set. But I was thinking, like, when we do, because we pour millions of dollars into these videos. We build massive sets. Like we go through so much links to make these huge videos. And the last thing I want is people to be like questioning whether or not things are CGI. I mean, like the sets we build are fucking crazy, man. Like it's wild. Like you should come see the like behind the scenes of it. I mean, sometimes we spend 100 days just literally building one room for one shot of one video.
That's insane.
So yeah, I was thinking like maybe just potentially, I don't know, this is the first time I'm saying.
Yeah, we need a like counter on how many times he said like. He keeps saying like so many times. I think the CGI, I saw The CGI thing was a pretty weak argument from Dogpack, I think. It was pretty stupid. Read the document. Yeah, I will.
Saying it publicly, like timestamping in the description when we do.
That's interesting.
Yeah, or like having some like gimmicky thing where like whatever we do, we like put like a little Beast logo on it, so it's like a thing that if people wanted to identify, they could. I mean, I'm down to figure something out. I mean, we just don't really use it that much. It's just like a thing few and far between. But what I really don't want is people to not be able to trust my videos just because occasionally I want to make a wall blacker or like I want to extend a set a little bit just to make it look cooler and like you feel in tune with it. Because what we do on its own is insane. You know what I mean? Like we don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and to be fair too, you know, I totally get what you're saying, and like the logic for the CGI call doesn't really make a lot of sense to me personally. You know, to me, maybe it would undermine the credibility if you're like changing things genuinely, or like you have an outcome that's the thumbnail and you're only getting it by manipulating. But like there are times in my videos where my head is bigger than my head in real life because my editors make it bigger. That's CGI, right?
Yeah.
The words, the subtitles in your video, they're not real. That's CGI technically.
True. Yeah.
So it's like, there's just it's just that one's like a really
that's a good point.
sort of slippery slope. But I think that's a good idea. If you were to put timestamps, or you know, if you sort of are transparent about AI generative content, that's something that you could do as the biggest content creator in the world to be even more ethical than is really necessary.
Yeah. The only thing is then, which I'm down. Like I want to keep brainstorming these things out. It's just like you said, like I in my head I didn't even think of text on the bottom as CGI, and like everyone might have a little different definition of it. So I just want to make sure like, you know, what I would classify as it. Like, and so, but agree, there's some solution here, or just stop using it. Like, it doesn't even matter. Okay? I mean, we build crazy sets. It's usually just to make them look 1% cooler.
You can figure it out.
Yeah. So there is some answer here. Like, that's not a thing that scares me. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. I think people would appreciate the transparency on that as well. Like, because it's, I mean, reality television, it's all extremely manipulative, and I think that's like the basis of it. So if you were to sort of go above and beyond even the worst, you know, whatever competitors that you don't even really have on YouTube and put like a Beast logo or timestamps, I personally think that would be kind of cool.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that'd be sort of epic. There was an allegation that you used CGI to create the impression that you guys built a hospital, part of a hospital, in order to deceive viewers or, you know, manipulate them into believing that you did more than you actually did.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, no, that's a great one.
I saw
honestly,
that.
Truthful, dumb mistake. At the start of one of our Beast Philanthropy videos, they were trying to show what this like building looked like in the past, and in the past that hospital wasn't there, so they removed it in the editing. Which and this was just like a small part of this isn't even like the point of the video was that we built this hospital or whatever. There's just a shot at the beginning, but some people saw that and like thought we did build it, which is not the intention, and so it's just a dumb mistake. Like trust me, when I saw that, I talked to the editors. I was like, come on, like, you know, I have 100 editors, and obviously we have a bunch of different channels and things like that, so it's hard for me to like speak with all of them. But it was just truthfully a silly mistake. We never said we built that hospital or anything, but I could see how some people might perceive that we were trying to like give off that we were. And it's a little unfortunate because Beast Philanthropy, my YouTube channel, how do I say this where it's like I'm not trying to, like, is literally owned by a 501c3. Like, it's a YouTube channel that is a nonprofit, which is crazy. Like, as far as I know, that's the only one. And Beast Philanthropy does so much good. And like that, you know what? The only reason people, this is what's funny, because like to the people like trying to call me evil and say we fake philanthropy, the only reason anyone even knows any of this is because we actually did a behind the scenes video on that video. So like clearly I wasn't aware of this because we did BTS and we were the ones who revealed this information. You know what I mean? So like if we were trying to hide things, like we wouldn't have done BTS on that video. That's how people got this information. So it's just like a little mistake, but it's sad because now people are using that to point at our Beast Philanthropy channel.
So they, in the Beast Philanthropy video, what video are they talking about? They built a hospital for people and people are mad because they showed a fake building. What? So what? I don't understand. I honestly do not understand what he's talking about. I am so yapping right. It's so much yapping right now. I don't understand. What is he even talking about? So they built a hospital, and they posted a BTS video of them building that hospital, and they made a fake hospital in the CGI, and people were mad about. Bro, he built a fucking hospital. Like what? Like, yeah, you built a hospital for people, but you made fake CGI. So, so they built, the building was already there. They just didn't finish it. So Mr. Beast helped finish it. Oh, so the building wasn't there. So the building was already there. Mr. Beast just helped finish it. That's so stupid. They did something good. Like, they just made the CGI. They removed the building that was already there with the CGI. Like, that is a net good. They built a hospital. Like, I feel like that trumps anything about it. Like, okay, they made it look more epic with CGI. They still built a hospital for people. What? That's net good.
Which does a lot. I mean,
I think
we'll just scroll through the videos. I mean, whether we're
that's a dumb little mistake, but in the end, they built a hospital for people, right? Like,
building schools in Africa, or giving electricity to remote villages, or we're giving clothes to people who don't have it, or we're feeding people. I mean, it does a lot of really good projects. Now, truthfully, that channel is struggling to get brand deals because.
Are we gonna roast Bella the Wolf? She kind of fell off.
Of all the slander on it, because everyone, has convinced advertisers that the videos are fake and that it doesn't actually do philanthropy. And it's like, it does. And just like one little editing mistake on one of dozens of videos. Like, I mean, it's unfortunate because it's actually having a pretty severe impact on the charity and its image. And like, I don't know, just unfortunate.
You think the impact is not obviously just the CGI hospital edit, but just the entire situation in general?
No, I mean, of course, the entire general situation, but no, after that hospital thing, a lot of people made videos saying Beast Philanthropy is fake and saying we fake our philanthropy and specifically attacking it. And then, like that whole 100% of the revenue on the charity, on the channel is what we use to fund the charity. And that like spooked off a lot of people because they're like, oh, so this charity is not authentic. Because like, obviously people don't want to work with a charity that's not legit, which Beast Philanthropy is as legit as it gets. Just one little editing mistake, which now I'm sounding like I'm downplaying. I mean, it was just a mistake in editing. Doesn't discredit all the projects Beast Philanthropy has done around the world, and the tens of thousands of lives it's changed. And I mean, yeah, it's
okay. So let's just think about this for a second. So Dogpack calls out this tiny editing mistake. Okay, they built a hospital for people that needed it, but they edited it to make it look like they did a lot more than they actually did. So in turn, they're not going to be able to do philanthropy anymore because brands won't pay them. I feel like that's way more of a that's a shitty situation.
Just unfortunate.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair admission too, because it's like, and once again, optically, you're the guy who's talking about, spending 26 hours a day looking at data, and every decision, every single frame that's in a video is like combed over, and then that is a mistake, obviously, that you're capable of making, your team is capable of making, and like the whole thing is capable of making, and people, they'll compare and contrast whether they know or not. Like, they think everything you're doing is 110% deliberate.
Yeah, well, that's the unfortunate part, because like, if someone, again, just to be clear, the only reason anyone even knows is because we did BTS. So I mean, but if that would have happened 8 months ago, I would have just responded to a tweet saying my bad and just like re-edited it in YouTube editor and just added a voiceover, and it would have been fine. It's just now that due to the circumstances, everyone's like, we finally got the proof, the philanthropy's fake, he's fake, and like, let's tear down his charity. And yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's just a silly editing mistake. Like, the we should just had VO over that clip just saying we didn't build this hospital. But it was also not even the whole point of the video. It's just like, if you watch it, it's just a clip at the start. It's literally not even what the video's about. Mm-hmm. So
you mentioned the behind the scenes footage of that, specifically the hospital video in regard to your philanthropy channel. Would you be willing to, or consider releasing like more detailed behind the scenes footage or a breakdown of that with the VO you're talking about?
People were mad because they thought they were lying with money that people donated to him to build said hospitals. Apparently all they did was paint it. I don't think they only painted it. I think they still built the hospital, but there was just an existing building there that they added onto. So, I mean, the original building is just like, isn't it just like a small little rinky-dink building and they added onto it? Am I right about that?
Or the editors who worked on it and sort of their thoughts and opinions or whatever, because they're the ones working on it, right? Like,
on that video specifically?
Yeah, or just in general.
Yeah, but that one specifically, I mean, we're owning up to it. I mean, I don't want to put them on blast publicly. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a silly little mistake. Obviously, we talked about how we could prevent it in the future, but I'm sure, shocker, at some point we're gonna have some other editing mishap over. Yeah. So I mean, that's not something I can't guarantee will ever happen again. Mm-hmm. But like, we're doing our best to make sure it doesn't. But in general, I would love to do more behind the scenes. Like, I think throughout all this, I think what is causing some of this is like confusion. It's because there is so much mystery around how we do our videos, because people don't know how we do it. It's like, it's almost easier to believe there is this like they're fake or this, they're rigged. And
the Mr. Beast Meat Canyon video is hilarious. We've seen it before.
He didn't actually build a bunker and put it underground and have 2 people live in it for 100 days and record the entire time and do all this. It's almost getting to the point where it's easier to believe it's not real. And I think like just having more transparency and doing behind the scenes would help. I've been wanting to do that for a little bit. It's just truthfully, I just got to build the team. I was we're looking into getting some editors and like a person dedicated for doing it, like, because we have to like intentionally film those shots. Right. A lot of it's like, so we're like building out the team. It's just like it just takes time. Like, it needs.
I think Mr. Beast should make a whole channel called Mr. Beast Behind the Scenes, where he shows all the stuff he does, and then like it would kind of just disprove this so fast.
Someone who'll make the thumbnails for it. And
this is boring. Yeah, it's very long. I don't know if I want to watch the whole thing, honestly.
You know, like,
if there's a summary, that would like be so much better. It's such a long response. I get why it's so long. I do. There's just a lot of yapping, to be honest.
I also don't want there to be editing mistakes in this. So I need someone who's doing QC, and that's like a really important thing, because I don't want them to post it and make a claim in the BTS that's not true and say, hey, we spent $500,000 in this bunker, and it was actually $480,000, right?
Yeah.
Which is, these are the little kinds of things that, you know, because I have such a large company, people will do, and they think it's innocent, but it's like, no, like, but at the end of the day, it's my name on it. And so it's like, in theory, it seems simple. Like, oh, you're already filming, just throw a BTS. But there's a whole big process in it to make sure that's also true and authentic and good and actually edited well. And so, I mean, I don't know when I'll be able to build out the team and get it right, but I think that will help a lot. If people knew like the effort and work that went into the videos and like just how we do it, I think they would look at it differently and be like, oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, and I think to circle back a little bit, I don't think even showing the, you know, in behind the scenes, like if that were to have existed specifically with like the philanthropy stuff, or another time where you're adding CGI or whatever, if you had the intention of the people who are doing it, in that behind the scenes footage, it wouldn't be necessarily even putting them on blast or you know, showing any mistake you would have from the very beginning, transparency.
Yeah.
So I think that would be, I mean, that would
I'm
be
on
awesome.
the same page here. Hey, if anyone watching this wants to help work on my BTS channel, I'm actually serious. We're actively hiring and trying.
I'll do it. I'll be the guy. I'll be the BTS guy.
Trying to figure it out. So I mean,
yeah.
I really think that would help a bunch. Like, just
yeah.
Like, plus, I just want to show people how we do this stuff. Like, it's pretty crazy the stuff we're doing now.
I mean, realistically, it sounds like some of these problems, if like there was just sort of, you have the opportunity now to just be like super ethical and hire a couple more teams for transparency and do something that not only the 300 million subscriber YouTuber, but like you are leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else in terms of like transparency.
Yeah.
Which people really like that type of stuff. Even if they don't like search out for it, they just like to see someone who's honest and you know, relatable.
I agree.
And like, you know, you guys are really good at this insane Mr. Beast thing, but like you said, even with sort of talking about the allegations in the beginning, you didn't want to make a video where you're just sitting and it just feels cringe and awkward.
Yeah, no.
Like but you know, it makes sense, right? Like I get your perspective and the outsider's perspective. It's cool to see, you know, how, it's not cool to see how angry people can get, but it is cool to see that there is a possible answer to those situations.
Do you guys think Mr. Beast's reputation is going to be fixed, or do you think it's going to remain stained forever?
Like being super ethical and transparent in a way that nobody else has ever been before.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like you could probably do that. So there's evidence that you put your previous employees, friends, whatever, controlled opposition in your challenge videos.
The Skibbity Toilet Kids can't handle an intelligent conversation that's this long. Mr. Beast abused me when I was on the Squid Game video. I'm so sorry. What did he do to you? He abused me when I was on this. He made me
such as the 100 boys versus 100 girls video.
Yeah.
Did you put them in that video or videos like?
No, like at the end of the day, I really think it's all just like kind of stupid. He made me carry something for 20 seconds. Oh man, I was gonna say something funny, but I held back.
Like that, specifically to rig the outcome
of the challenge.
The challenge, and if so, do you think that's acceptable, Mr. Beast?
I know that one was a big one. Videos talking about my 100 boys versus 100 girls video in the last couple months. That one, people really talked about that one. So yes, Sagi's video, he you know, talked about this and uncovered it. I'm surprised more people didn't. Like my girlfriend after that video literally went on a podcast and described this. So it's not even like this was hidden information. This has been out there.
You were in the video 100 girls versus 100 boys for $500,000.
Yes. On the day, everybody had to go for COVID tests. And a lot of people came, got their COVID tests, and they tested positive. And the girls somehow ended up with way too little contestants. So I got a call randomly from the studio, and they're like, we need a female. I'm like, well, I am a female. I guess I could do this.
We need a female. I think it's so weird that they call them females. Like, why don't you just say we need a woman? Like, why a female? I don't know. Small detail. That's kind of weird, though, is it not? Like, why do they say female? Why don't they just say woman or, like, girl? Why is it female? Like, we need 7 males for this video. We need 20 females for this video. Why don't they just say, like, women? South Africa, different? Oh. True.
$100 challenge.
Have other people talked about that? Like, how it's, like, female? Or is it just her? Because maybe it is just South Africa.
Were you dating at the time?
Yes.
And did the others know you were dating Mr. Beast at the time?
They pretended that they didn't, but I think some of them caught on.
Did he like move to the side of the circle and just check
No,
up on
he
you?
avoided eye contact at all costs.
But I mean, literally, like she said on the podcast, we had 100 boys, 100 girls. They're competing in a video. Leading up to the video, they're supposed to quarantine. This was years ago when, you know, at the height of COVID. A lot of questions people have about my videos, like that in these recent things I've noticed, usually the answer is like COVID, like why things aren't as like we would normally do it. But in this instance, they quarantined when they showed up to the studio. A couple people on both sides tested positive for COVID. Yeah. We didn't have them all in a group. We, you know, isolated, tested. And so now I'm stuck with a tough decision because we have all these people.
That's such a normal, like, explanation. Like, Dogpack just didn't say that they had, that like 30 people got COVID, and that's so easily verifiable. Like, that's so stupid. They just got COVID, and so they had to find people to be in the video. End it there. That's the whole thing. Boom, done, finished.
People who just took off work for a week and took even more days off work to film this video. You know, a couple people on each side of the 100 girls, 100 boys tested positive for COVID. I can't go grab random people off the street because they haven't quarantined, right? And back then, I think COVID tests are better now, but back then, you know, it took like 2 days for the COVID test to be able to pick up whether or not you had COVID, something like that. Not a doctor. This isn't Joe Rogan. Bro, no one knows that though, right? I could just gone and grabbed random people off the street, and it would have been fine. But
I don't think anyone would care if I did a Q&A, to be honest.
I was trying to like be protective of the contestants. So my employees were routinely quarantining back then because, you know, in the studio and things like that, we didn't want an outbreak. So I just went to the employees who weren't working on the 100 girls versus 100 boys video and was like, hey, I don't want to cancel this video. Who wants to be in it? And so a couple of them volunteered, filled in the empty gaps. My girlfriend quarantined with me, so I threw her in there. And then we got the numbers up. I was good, the video's on. And yeah, they were competing for money like everyone else. Transparency, I'll look at the camera. No, they were not there to rig it. I did not tell them what to get out. I did not tell them what to do. They had their own free will. And yeah, I really didn't think too much of it. And, you know, here we are a couple years later, and that's turning into proof that I put employees in videos to rig them and script them, and they're just filling in for some people who got COVID.
Yeah, I think it's another situation in which it's like, sure, there's, you know, there's evidence or whatever of both or whatever. It's like a trust me bro versus a trust me bro.
But this one's not even a trust me bro. Like, I mean, my girlfriend literally years ago said on a podcast all of this, so it's not even like I'm retroactively making this up. I mean,
right.
I could probably go pull up COVID tests and show you. I mean, it's
just in terms of like the interpretation of what people have for that specific event. Like when someone like you or someone with this big thing, people just see who they don't care. They see, oh, he's using his friends. Like, obviously it's fucking rigged, you know. But they're not gonna look into it. It's just optically, you know. Like, there's so many things that it's really easy. Like, there's like such a crazy slippery slope for a lot of this stuff.
Well, and it's like, the thing is, I mean, I could have been like, oh, people got COVID and canceled it. And then we'd be sitting here talking about how I had these people quarantined for 7 days and then I just rug pulled them. You know what I mean? And so, like, it's a little bit of damned if you, damned if you don't. Like, either way, I'd be sitting here talking to you about it, you know?
Another person also said on Soggy's video that if people were taken out of the Beast video because they had COVID, they still got money. Like, Mr. Beast still gave them money if they had COVID and they were taken out of the video. So it's like, bro, it's so, like... It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, everything was just totally torn out of context. Everything blew up so much more than it had to. If Mr. Beast should have just done this, like, right when the Dogpack video came out, it would have been over. Like, why did he wait? I get they had the report thing, but, like, who gives a fuck? Like, just respond. He should have responded this right when that video came out.
So I just tried to take the most ethical, moral stance and, you know, prioritize health. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah,
I agree. Well, I mean, hopefully now that people hear the truth, they agree as well. But yeah, I mean, it's been brutal hearing that misinformation be spread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't imagine that, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of people who really do not like you at all.
Yeah.
How does it feel in real life? Do you feel it in real life at all, or is it just internet?
No, it's just the internet. We talked a little bit before this. I mean, also, it's late at night. I just flew here to do this. This is a very impromptu thing.
Yeah.
But for like the 10 minutes we were talking before we started recording, I was telling him, like, no one in real life has any idea of any of this. Like, I meet hundreds of people, and they're all just like, yo, what's up, Mr. Beast? They never bring it up.
Yeah.
And then you would open up Reddit. I mean, it doesn't help that they're censoring positive posts. But and you would think, well, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, that does make sense. You would think everyone hates me because anyone who does it, their post gets deleted. So actually, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's like, and even some of the YouTubers that I know, like you mentioned sending a clip to YouTubers and they're like, well, it's just not cool. I don't want to be seen as a Mr. Beast glazer. I mean, even the
Q&A?
sort of
maybe later,
feelings amongst YouTubers, the people who their responsibility is to, well, responsibility, very loose use of the term, to talk about anything online or whatever, you know, even they're afraid or they just don't want, like, so it's just the internet. There's this really weird, you know, the sort of echo chamber. Not that obviously everything that you've done is
I think a big problem with the whole thing is that Mr. Beast is just so viral, so he gets so many views. Like, no matter what you talk, like, especially if it's something negative, because, like, okay, think about this. Negative stuff about people in itself gets a lot of views, okay? Someone gets exposed, it gets a lot of views. Mr. Beast gets a lot of views himself, right? He's Mr. Beast. He's, like, the most viral person ever. So you put those two things together, and it just creates the perfect storm, right? Yo, Leslie, thank you for the $5. It's like Belle the Wolf, you know? Belle the Wolf got so many views, and I just kept making streams about her because she just kept getting so many views. That's pretty much what happened with Mr. Beast getting exposed. It's like all the negative stuff about Mr. Beast just gets so many views. Like, this response video is not going to get nearly as many views as the exposed video because people just don't care. Like, people just don't care. People care way more about the bad stuff than the good stuff at the end of the day.
Can just be swept under the rug. I mean, you've admitted to mistakes. I think that everything that you that is a genuine mistake, you once again have the most to gain from all this. So it's not gonna fucking hurt you to just admit where you're wrong or whatever. Yeah, I think that that's a very interesting one, the 100 boys versus 100 girls video, because to me, without looking into it at all, it's like, that does seem weird, right? Like, it just seems like once again a conflict of interests. But at the same time, you're making YouTube videos. You're not making, like, I don't know. You can endlessly make excuses for it and against it. It seems like that's why I'm saying it's kind of.
I mean, I think between like the contestants and people we given stuff to in videos, like pretty confidently say like less than 1% of it's employees. So you know, if you were to take everyone who's ever been in the video, so like we're like. And a lot of it was, like I said, during the COVID time, where it's just like, well, I'm trying to be responsible, and I know so it's like, I mean, I think when you look at it through those lenses, I feel like any rational person would be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah. Okay, so now on to the response to critics. So the first person really to respond to critics was Chucky. But the second person, it seemed like, was Soggy Cereal, YouTuber, commentary YouTuber. And he made a video, and he's been, you know, that video is sort of blowing up a little bit. It's not quite to the level of Dogpack's video when it first came out, but it's, you know, it's coming up, and he did his best to disprove a lot of Dogpack's claims, and even held you accountable for a lot of stuff in his video, which I thought was good.
That guy Chucky followed me on Twitter. I don't know why, but I followed him back. Are you streaming after? Yeah, probably.
I thought his video was pretty good. I liked his video a lot, and I like him a lot. I've talked to him since that came out. I've talked to him a couple times. Yeah, he has criticized you today and last night, I think, you know, to sort of time
damn! He's going to talk about how Mr. Beast was talking to people. By the way, I left a comment on Soggy Cereal's video, and Mr. Beast DM'd me.
This video is being recorded so people know. He said, Soggy has criticized you sharing his video with other YouTubers as a way to shield yourself from criticism, you know, like deeming the video to people. He also expressed feeling used by you, given that you used his video as a strategy to gather favor from the public, which, you know, that's pretty wordy. It's like it just happened today. It's got to be something like, how do you feel about him feeling that way? Because he's not really defending you. He's more so trying to hold like the truth, which I appreciate that massively. And I do, you know, talking to him, I do believe that he is an honest guy. Yeah, how do you interpret his responses on Twitter if you've seen them? Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen them. I mean, I interpret it as him just trying to be honest with his audience and just expressing how he feels. And I think, you know, obviously he probably, in his head, if he was even being more honest, he'd probably be like, Jimmy, why don't you just say these things? Why am I saying it? You know, and I think, obviously, now that I'm here and doing this, that will alleviate it. But I can see how it feels. Like, obviously, I saw that video and it, you know, disproved. I mean, there are some things in there I don't agree with, and he does go pretty hard on me, so which people seem to forget. But there are a lot of things in there that he disproved, and yeah, I mean, I got excited and shot it over to a bunch of creators who covered the false information, and was just like, look, you know, I could see how, you know, that looks like I'm hiding behind it. Luckily, I'm here talking to you, so I don't think that'll be a problem anymore. But obviously, you know, he's not. When he tweeted that, doesn't know we were doing this, doesn't know this is coming out. I mean, he might now. I don't, you talk to him, but yeah. So like, I don't blame him. You know what I mean? It's a reasonable thing. Like, I think if I were to read a little between lines, he's just saying like, I don't want to be a shield. Jimmy, say something. You know what I mean? Like, actually go address things and like.
Yeah, because he's really not defending you. He's just disproving Dogpack. Like that.
Exactly.
That's the primary kind of driver, or that's how I interpreted his video. I was like, oh, this is pretty balanced. Yeah, I like him. He's a cool dude. So
yeah, he didn't go with the grain and disproved a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only way for Mr. Beast to fix his reputation is if he does a boxing match. Who should he box? Who would be the craziest box? Mr. Beast versus who? Who should he box? He should, low-key, I would watch him do a boxing match. That would be awesome. I want that to happen. Who? You? Why me? Nobody knows me. It should be like someone people actually know. Mike Tyson? Mr. Beast versus Dogpack? No, Dogpack's stupid. He's a terrible person. He lied about all this stuff. Someone who's like actually Jake Paul versus Mr. Beast? Maybe. Rocky Balboa?
But yeah, also went kind of hard on me too. So, but yeah.
He's not a big fan of Lunchley.
He's not. That's one thing for sure. He does not like Lunchley.
By commenting on his video, you left a comment on Soggy's video after it was posted. You said, "This is finally a video that doesn't spread baseless slander about me."
I mean,
lol.
obviously that was a stupid comment. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you think that looks? I mean.
Yeah, dumb.
Wait.
Agreed.
Okay.
Hat God backwards is Dogpack? No, it's not. Shut up. It's not. No, bro. It is not. You're dumb. You're bad at spelling. No, it's not. It is not Dogpack.
Especially the LOL. That's
Yeah.
Next question. Yeah. Dumb.
Yeah.
The answer. Dumb. Yes.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, it's like it kind of gives weight
Bro,
to
by
you
the
sort of
way,
taking the situation lightly. Like if
Dogpack has been silent after all this stuff came out, which I think is telling.
Involved in the situation. How would you put that worry, that concern at ease for someone who's like, willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, which I think is super important. And you say something like that, and then it seems like you were taking the situation in general lightly.
Yeah. No.
Mama Noski, you know what? Maybe I'll do it for you, okay?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, honestly, there's just a lot of disinformation that was correct in that video. And I just wrote that comment, and then right afterwards sent it to a couple of YouTubers, which, because just like, finally, this thing is here. But I agree. Like, dumb comment.
Legal and ethical issues. I feel like this is probably going to be a little bit more sort of, we're going to need some facts on screen to back up like whatever's being said here, just to because like there's only so much you can say. Yeah. So and Soggy did a good job of sort of disproving a lot of these claims just in general, or giving weight to ones that deserve to have weight given to them. Yeah. So watch his video. Obviously, he did a lot of work on this stuff. So Dawson claimed that you ran multiple illegal lotteries, and in Soggy's video, he sort of, I think, disproved 2, and then 1 he still believes was an illegal lottery.
Yes.
Do you believe that you ran an illegal lottery? Did you believe at the time? What was your mindset? Did you check with the FCC? Was there any compliance, any steps taken to prevent this? What is your just perspective on that?
Yes. So I don't think we did. I have people looking into it and like trying to pull the footage and figure it out. He disproved the 2, which I mean, those were crazy. I don't want to just like speculate. I have a team looking into it. I don't think we did though. But regardless, just to be truthful, if people want a refund or think for whatever reason like we did something wrong, like I'll send you a link that you can just put in the description where they can get a refund. Maybe just throw it on the screen here.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
well,
at the moment, that's all I.
If he says, if he's gonna give people refunds, and who cares? Like, then anybody who feels like it was illegal can just get a refund, right?
Really have to say maybe I can do a follow up in the future. I'm trying to dig up all the footage from that live stream. This was like many years ago. Like this isn't like something I did 3 months ago.
Yeah. COVID. It was 2020, right?
Also, I just noticed he didn't really say much about that. I wonder if legally he can't say it because he'd get like sued or something.
I don't remember.
I think the first one, the questionable one that Soggy had in his video was in 2020. I think it was in August 2020.
And I just don't have the footage from him, so I'm looking them up.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think. I think at the very least, if people felt misled or whatever, or if
100% request a refund. Definitely. I mean, we do that anyways. Like on our site, if people want refunds, we give it to them. But for this specifically, we can give you a URL, throw it right here. I mean, I have no idea what it'll be, and just send us your order code. Really, no big deal.
Cool. The investigation confirmed. So the third-party investigation confirmed isolated incidents of harassment. How were these incidents addressed? And what systemic changes did you implement from after the investigation to prevent things like this from ever happening again? I'm assuming it's going to piggyback directly off the
what we
HR
talked about before. Yeah, 100%. I mean, agreed. Like we talked about before, I have hundreds of employees, and when we brought the outside third party in, and I was like,
wouldn't giving a refund be admitting? I don't think he's admitting guilt with that sentence, though. He's just saying email if you feel like you deserve a refund. He's not saying he's gonna just give them out, though. I don't know. I don't know how that legal stuff works.
Like, hey, talk to whoever you need to, get an honest pulse of how some people are feeling. There were some things that people hadn't made us aware of that they felt more comfortable talking to Quinn and Manuel on, which is obviously ultimately why we ended up doing the anonymous hotline and that kind of stuff. And what you asked, what did we do? How do we handle it? Like I said before, it's just whatever they told me. If they told me like I need to fire someone, we fired them. Like I mean, it's not like I don't want to be the arbiter of truth. I want people who are professional in these things to get the information, make sure they have all the facts, and I want them to tell me what to do, right? Because obviously I work with these people, and so I could have some form of bias or whatever, or maybe I like this person better, and so I like to stay away from that kind of stuff. And so I just did whatever they told me to do, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel when you found out that a third-party investigation concluded that there were incidents of harassment in your business?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I was like, well, how can we, like we talked about before, and so I started educating myself, and I've been bringing in new leaders and people who have worked in bigger companies, and I was just like, help me make sure like this kind of stuff doesn't happen and educate me on these kinds of things. Like, again, like this company has grown so fast. Like I keep saying the number 400 just so people realize this isn't just 10 employees making YouTube videos like it was for me 5 years ago. And so my first instinct was just like, educate me. Who do I bring in? How do we solve these things? And like I said before, it dials down to two things: making sure you're not fostering it, and then when it does happen, making sure you respond appropriately. And just like trying to learn everything I can in those two areas, and just find the best people in the world in those two areas to just review everything and make sure we're doing it correctly.
Dude, people were fired. How many people were disciplined, fired? Was it more? Like, how did that feel, knowing that there was like an amount of people that had to be disciplined, terminated, whatever, as a result of an investigation? That's kind of things just happening basically under your nose, due to a lack of business acumen or care or whatever word you would want to use.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
Well, I mean, like, I haven't even met all the people that work for me, because it's so big and we have people all around the world and things like that, just for context. I don't want people to think like, oh, these are people I'm just working with every single day and are just oblivious. But I mean, just felt like I need to improve. I need to learn more, and just, I want to fix these things, So, I mean, doesn't feel good.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I was looking for.
I'm a problem solver. When there's problems, like my default reaction, like instinct, is how do we solve it? And that's, what we've been obsessing over. And I feel like we've made a lot of progress, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Are you going to sue Dogpack?
Let's go! This is the part I've been waiting for. Is he going to sue Dogpack? Is he going to sue Dogpack? Low key, I think he should. I think he should. I think he should, because here's why. If it comes out that Dogpack loses a lawsuit for Mr. Beast, then I think that will it will vindicate him, whether that's valid or not. What the hell is this? Guess the real Creecraft number, Sigma. I don't have Creecraft's number, so I don't know if that's real or not, Creecraft, but thank you for the $5. Oh my God.
Well,
oh my God.
There's tons of examples of him intentionally manipulating things to not be true and posting it online. Tons and tons and tons of that. Soggy has basically an hour and 27-minute video, and an hour of it is just flat out proving manipulation and lies, and caused a lot of harm to my businesses. I mean, I've literally had people pull out millions of dollars and then tell me it was directly because of his video. And don't worry, I instantly was like, can you send that in writing? So, if I win a case or anything, I can directly point damages.
I don't think Mr. Beast is going to sue him. I don't think Mr. Beast will sue him. I think he's just saying this to bait Dogpack into making a response where he apologizes for everything.
No reason why. So
I don't think he will.
I mean, it's just unfortunate. Like, I don't want to be put in this situation, but probably gonna have to. I mean,
Chat, I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. I don't think he will. I don't think, because anytime someone sues somebody, that's just an instant L for that person. Instant L. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to.
I mean, what do you do if someone's just spreading misinformation about you and, just causing harm to your business and like getting it to the point where you might have to potentially fire people
because
it's costing too much revenue? It's like, it's not fair to the people in my companies. You know what I mean? It's just sad. It's not a thing I take joy in, but
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, yes.
They're not done drafting it up, but once they're done, more than likely, yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, that's
every law firm I've talked to, they're like, this would be the easiest win they've ever seen in their life. I mean, it's like crazy. I had one tell me like you could chop up all the evidence into like 3, sue 3 separate times and win all 3 cases because you'd have enough for each. Like one person I was talking to, he's won like.
The thing that I think is the craziest is that Dogpack is literally responsible for making Mr. Beast do less philanthropy. Like, that's crazy. That, like, such a winnable court case. I probably walked in on the wrong time. What's up, Carl? Welcome. No. That's crazy. No, I'm just talking about Dogpack kind of sucks. Like, I think, here's what I think. I don't think they'll sue. I don't think they will. I think, what is going on? Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Oh my God. Wait, I just... No fucking way. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so funny. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. Where did you guys just spawn in from? I don't understand. What's going on? Oh, man. That was really funny. Unpause? Okay, I'll keep watching. Carl and Albert, you guys are welcome to stay and give us your thoughts. Steak, when are you going global like Mr. Beast? To be honest, I don't think I would ever want to be that famous or that big. It's too stressful. Like, you do one small little thing and suddenly your whole reputation is destroyed. It's too stressful, you guys. Like, this is stressful enough having this many subs, and I'm just a skibbity toilet YouTuber. Like, being that big, that's too scary. I like my steak oily, bro.
67 out of his last 70 cases, and he's like, this would be literally the easiest case I've ever done. Like, it's because there's just so much blatant, misinformation and lie spread. Like,
2 options here. I think if they sue him, it will vindicate them. If they win, but also it could just come across as the big guy bullying the little guy because he has more money than them. Other option, they don't sue, and he's just saying this to like get Dogpack to like make a video, kind of just being like, yeah, I lied about everything. I think both options are pretty good. I kind of want to see them sue him though. I think that'd be pretty legit. It's at a very fuck, dude. I think I kind of want to see him get sued. Not gonna lie.
Like, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, just go watch Sagi's video. Go look at his Twitter where he's redacted multiple ones of it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to be in this position.
Now, what do you think? Do you think that there could be any sense of regret from that? I mean, optically, once again, there's a lot of things working against you on a constant basis because you're the biggest person in the world on YouTube and social media, and you're just crammed down people's throats algorithmically. Like, if you decide to sue this man, even if he deserves it or not, which is like obviously up to you.
Well, I just want the slander and disinformation to stop. It would be the bigger reason. But you're saying, when am I worried about how that would affect me PR wise?
Yeah, just like, what do you think?
Right now, I'm getting canceled because I'm not suing him because they're saying, well, Jimmy's not suing him, therefore there was truth. There's Jimmy would be suing him. So at this point, I'm so big. It's kind of most scenarios are like either way. Like, there's a vast negative for me.
Yeah, because
people are like,
if he doesn't sue, that's facts. Because if he doesn't sue them, then everyone's gonna be like, okay, well, he's telling the truth because he didn't get sued. But if he does sue him, then everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, he's just super rich and he's just suing him and he won because he has so much money. It's a lose-lose situation.
Like, well, he's not going to sue him because he's worried about discovery. No, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Why do I care? I'm here. This is Discovery. You know what I mean? And that they just either no matter what I do at this point, like there's just a large group of people that are just gonna be unhappy, and that's just like a reality I have to be okay with, to be honest. As long as I agree with what I'm doing and I believe in what I'm doing, I mean that's all I really can do at this point.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, you know, it's probably a minority. Well, it's definitely a minority of people just in general who actually care about this type of shit. But like, you know, the suing, the silencing.
Dude, in the vast majority of things, nobody cares. Like, seriously, nobody actually cares about this. Like, think about how many subscribers he has. Nobody really cares. It's just like Twitter people that never go outside. So
critics, for example, something very similar has happened. Well, not that similar, but something is happening to CoffeeZilla, who we'll talk about here in a minute as well. He's being sued, and that just, you know, to someone like me, I care about like rational.
I will say I don't really like how he's working with Logan Paul, though. I don't like Logan. I feel like he's done some very bad things. KSI's worse? I don't think so. KSI versus Logan. I just wish that didn't happen. KSI isn't that bad. KSI is definitely not as bad as Logan. Like, come on.
And understanding and people being big and, you know,
100%. And I would just say, go watch the Soggy video.
Yeah.
Look at all the blatant
of course,
manipulation
yeah.
of lies. And this isn't me trying to silence them. This is me trying to, like,
yeah, and
this is like borderline, I owe it to my employees. Because, like,
yeah.
I can't look at someone in the eyes and go, sorry, you're getting laid off because you decided to keep spreading misinformation about us. You know, go complain to
Dogpack. I understand. Know? It's like, there's a
this is bigger than me. I have a lot of people,
right.
a lot of families, a lot of kids that, you know, work or are under, you know, the people I employ that work for me. Like, it's not just me. Like, I can't.
Of course.
So.
And it's also, you know, just to finish what I was going to say, it is not silencing a critic. It is
literally
preventing the spread of misinformation, proving misinformation.
Thank you, Mama.
So I think being able to make that distinction, though, is very important. And that's something to consider. It's like how do you stop the misinformation and the slander, but also don't prevent people from caring about things ethically going forward and feeling willing to criticize someone like you, even though obviously this situation, it appears quite clear cut that this is misinformation, and truth is obviously the most important thing, but also there's like a sort of a slippery slope of
PackGod versus Dogpack 404. That would low-key go hard.
Balancing critics and censorship and all this crazy stuff, and freedom of speech is so important, but obviously lies and slander are not protected by the freedom of speech. So it's just a big giant optical pill to swallow and consider, I feel like.
Agreed.
And I would be really interested to see your thoughts going forward, you know, in your decisions that you decide to make. I would love to stay in the loop on that because, you know, in the very beginning, I thought Soggy had good intentions. Dogpack, exactly, yeah. Soggy does have good intentions, in my opinion. In the very beginning, and now things obviously are...
Dogpack has great intentions. Dogpack is super, super intentionally good. He has great intentions.
He's turned this into sort of his thing.
Good intentions, even though even the very first video literally was, what, 90% lies?
It seemed.
You got manipulated.
Yeah,
but
of course, yeah.
That doesn't make it good intentions.
Yeah, I'm just saying it seemed, and a lot of people also believe that.
Was it good intentions when he photoshopped a fake live stream and falsely accused me of not saying something I did say and falsely accused something? It was a good intentions when he put a king-size Feastables bar beside a regular-size Hershey's bar and didn't disclose that and then lied about us having more sugar than them? Was it? I mean, I can sit here and do this for the next 30 minutes.
Okay, Jimmy, eat him up! Eat him up!
I think that's just a misconception that everyone has. It's like there's never good intentions.
Yeah, of course. But I'm just.
I watched that video and I was like, this is just lies, and everyone's like, oh my god. I was like, whoa.
We're just talking about optics, though.
Okay,
my point.
optically.
Right, optically.
People who fell for the optics. Yes.
But that's the lowest common denominator. That's what makes this entire world that we're in go round. Is how people are reacting to things. You can't expect people to be to go out of their way to give you the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so it's super important to consider all that.
Yes.
But. Yeah, and obviously it's been proven now that he is Mr. and misinformation combined, right? It's for someone.
What's up, Kiki?
Like me, who actually cares about, like, I like to pretend that I care about the truth of things, and I don't want someone like you who has worked very hard objectively to get where you're at. I don't want you to be slandered or for people to lie about you, etc. But at the same time, you know, like, you are the one who's going to win. You are the one who will always win. You're the top. Right? Like, you got this big thing, so you have the most responsibility, and you've got to be the best guy.
Cognizant of the implications it would have.
Yeah.
But it's also on the reverse side. It potentially caused people to not want to spread misinformation
the
and
real
not slander
Kiki?
people. So there's also
Real
the positive side of
Kiki?
that where people realize
Or
like
fake Kiki?
disinformation has repercussions.
It's just something to
You
consider.
don't have a check
right?
mark. So
I don't
no.
take the decision lightly. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay. I believe that as well. But yeah, I think that's a yeah. You're the guy. I mean, if anybody could go and be as ethical as
Yeah, this stream kind of died because that is another thing. Like, people don't care about the response. They just care about the negativity of it. They care like, oh, he got exposed, whatever. That's all people care about. People do not care about this part of it. Simple as that. Simple as that. Of course, I am not famous, okay? Just get a check mark and then talk to me. I will not talk to you unless you have a check mark.
possible and do everything as perfectly as possible and actually take the moral high ground and not just pretend. It is you. You've got all the resources. You've got you.
Also,
are the
my
guy
audience
who can
is
do all
like
this
5
stuff.
years old.
Yeah.
Like, to be
they
honest.
can't watch
So,
a video that's longer than an hour.
And
if it's
I
not
think you will.
skibbity.
I think you'll do all this stuff cool and right and stop slander, misinformation, etc.
Sorry.
Which is good.
I didn't mean
Disinformation.
it.
Disinformation.
You want to be mod?
Misinformation.
They're cousins.
Could be an
I'll give
accident.
you mod.
Disinformation.
You want to be
Not an
mod?
accident.
Let's see. So now to move on to CoffeeZilla, my favorite.
Oh, the
One of my favorite
CoffeeZilla.
YouTubers.
This just dropped, by the way. Stream Elements Bear has just added 1 to the egg counter. Why did Stream Elements just randomly call me an egg? When did I set that up? Today is Steak's birthday? How did you know?
A comprehensive report published that painted a negative light on crypto dealings allegedly associated with you. To what extent were you involved in these crypto transactions, and how do you respond to CoffeeZilla's video on you detailing these allegations? I thought he gave you a benefit of the doubt in that video.
Yeah.
I think he's a very reasonable guy, to be honest. I think he's a very smart, reasonable guy who cares about like doing the right thing, which is pretty rare on YouTube. You know, how do you
Chat,
how
relax.
would you respond to Coffee's
Calm
video?
down.
Yeah, Coffee's video and the report. Well, so I'll start off with the report. I mean, most people probably haven't even read it, but that's what kind of spawned that whole thing was this. Did you see it? Like that? Yeah. So the gist of this crypto report that was, 1 second, sorry. It's not in my, the gist of this report was, Jimmy is too stupid to like make this kind of money, therefore it must be insider trading. This is his wallet, you know. Clearly there was insider trading because he never would have been able to make this kind of money, when in reality, which is what I told Coffee in that statement we gave him, it was managed by a fund. So I wasn't the one managing the wallet. You know, I've never had access to that wallet. I've never done the buying and selling on that wallet. There's a
The Fiji sip before is funny. You know what? No, you know, here's the difference between Jimmy and Logan. Is like Logan's first response is to come at Coffee super angrily and then sue him. Jimmy's like rationally explaining it.
Actual professional who's written books on crypto and lived and breathes crypto every second of the day managing it. So most of the allegations there like are just answered by like, I am too stupid to do that. That's why a fund was managing it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, like Coffee said, like if he literally said this in a video. If you like Jimmy, then you're like, yeah, he has answers for everything and just checks out. And if you don't like Jimmy, then you're gonna go, you know, there's obviously wrongdoing here. But yeah, I mean, the honest truth is like, I make videos, I'm running 7 businesses, I got a lot going on, and yeah, I invest in a crypto fund, they invest on my behalf, and I've never like had access to that wallet. They're the one doing the buying and selling. I mean, there are thousands of transactions on there. Like, I don't even have that kind of time. I'm sure you could probably even look at it and see like days where I was like maybe in solitary confinement or like doing a video where I didn't even have access to a computer and there's trading.
True.
So for the conspiracy theorists that think I'm lying and using the fund as a cover up, like, I mean, there's gotta be some way where you could just figure that out, like, or I was on a plane ride or something. But yeah, that's like the honest transparency is, you know, I was in a crypto fund and people thought I owned the wallet and it's called Wu-Tang Clan. Do you listen to Wu-Tang Clan?
I have, yes.
I don't. So I feel like that's another indicator. I wouldn't have named it Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
I had to educate myself on what Wu-Tang Clan was. So
Okay.
yeah.
There's no Wu-Tang
I think that's pretty interesting. Because yeah, I mean, like the whole like just YouTubers in any way being involved with crypto in any sense now is just like
Agreed, and that's why I literally put it in a fund, because I was like, I don't want to like fuck with this stuff and like be you know, I just like, I want someone who knows what they're doing to do it, to make sure things are above board. So that's literally why I did that, right? It's because I was like, if I'm buying and selling it, maybe I mess things up or do something dumb. So I was like, oh, this fund is led by someone who knows what he's doing. Here you go. You know, so that was literally the whole logic behind it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. onto some philanthropy and charitable work stuff. Soggy revealed delays in philanthropic projects such as the walking assistance video due to lost partnerships. He talked about that in
Chat, we're not even halfway. Oh man, I don't know if I could watch the whole thing. Is there a good summary that just doesn't have all the yapping in it on YouTube? Mr. Beast response, no yapping. I forgot how stupid my thumbnail is. Oh, look at this. Mr. Beast response in 3 minutes.
All right, so Mr. Beast responded on Oopaville's channel, so we're going to be digesting it. We're going to be reacting to it. I'm just going to give you the lowdown of what exactly happened because it's a 2-hour video. A lot was said, but not a lot was said at the same time just because...
Why didn't I just watch this at the start?
Mr. Beast tried to cover himself up, but like, I'm not sure if I'm buying it. All right, let's start off with who Oopaville is because a lot of you may not know who Oopaville is and like compared to Mr. Beast because...
I know who Oopaville is. I think everybody knows who Oopaville is if they clicked on this video.
Oopaville only has about 5 to 6 million subscribers only, but basically Oopaville is a commentary slash journalist slash like video essay channel that really gets to the root of the cause of a lot of stuff. I personally like Oopaville, so
this does sound pretty biased, I'm not gonna lie.
It was very interesting to see Oopaville and Mr. Beast kind of collab here. And they start off the video by talking about the Ava Tyson allegations and why Mr. Beast never really had a response that quickly. And apparently with the investigative journal, like in the investigators that were brought in on the Ava Tyson situation, they told him to not talk, which like, I can buy that they told him not to talk, but like, I'm not going to forgive the Mr. Beast allegations on that one. Like, once again, they are still allegations, but like, it's still...
Bro, nobody cares about your fucking opinion. Just tell us what he said.
Murky waters. And Mr. Beast brushed off a lot of the things that were mentioned in the video as a misunderstanding, like saying people needed context, but I don't know if I still believe that just because there was so much being said. Max, can you settle down? Can you settle? He's crying. I don't know.
I'm gonna watch someone else. This guy's just annoying me. I'm sorry. Is there like, dude, a 4-hour response? Oh my God. Can someone here's what I want. I want a cut down, like 5-minute video of just all the most important parts. That's it. I don't want this guy. Can I just like, oh my God, please just give me a fucking like cut down video of it. That's all I want. What is this? You got me? I am fraud. Mr. Beast response, cut down. Let's see. Okay, we got more Pegasus. Dude, we have no options. Oh my God. We have literally, look up ADHD version, Mr. Beast response, ADHD. Oh, there you go. Wait. Mr. Beast response, ADHD version. Okay, well look at this. It's only a minute long.
We need to stop joking.
Okay, this is exactly what I needed.
Like this, because that's gonna be the next. It's gonna be the next more Pegasus video.
Okay, hold on, wait. Did we actually? Okay, we're just gonna watch this. Okay. So we just spent 2 hours watching this response video, and I just found an ADHD version because I got a little bored. So we're gonna just watch the ADHD version because I have that, and I need a short version.
We need to stop joking like this because that's gonna be the next. It's gonna be the next more Pegasus video.
Wow, wait, stop! I need to read. Wow, this is really the series finale of the I Worked for Mr. Beast anime, isn't it? Let me save you 2.5 hours for Mr. Beast and Dogpack 404 drama. Now, Mr. Beast had an interview with Oopaville and addressed the allegations from Dogpack, Jake Weddle, and Coffeezilla, and even the Chris Tyson. Mr. Beast says he hired the SEG offender from Delaware from Best Buy when he was young and didn't know Delaware was one because he didn't do a background check. He also says he wasn't coordinating with the fund to do crypto scams, and that he just replied to a tweet about Super, the crypto coin his fund owned at the time, and says Super is a big crypto coin that couldn't be pumped and dumped, and the fund still holds it. He also claims he did not know Chris Tyson's relationship with Shadman and how Chris commissioned the you-know-what art. He also says they didn't torture Jake Weddle in the solitary confinement video. And and that they didn't turn off the lights because his contestants usually like to challenge themselves and not because he's a sociopath. Then he responded to a lot of Dogpack's claims like using CGI and said that he didn't do it and the times he did it was minimal or mistakes. Also, he basically says the cases of Mold and Lunchley were not issues from their end and that Feasibles doesn't use slave labor. I like the wig, by the way. Thank you. I just grew it this morning. This is so sad. After that, he mainly talks about other things like his philanthropy videos weren't fake. But the biggest thing he said that he is going to sue Dogpack.
Are you going to sue Dogpack? Like, a lot of people in this situation like, probably have to. I mean, just, they're not done drafting it up, but once they're done.
So to quote more Pegasus thumbnails, it looks like it's over for Dogpack. The end. Finally done. It's over. So obviously, go watch the full video if you have 2.5 hours of free time. I just have ADHD, so I watched this one. But yeah, no, I agree. I would say this whole thing is kind of stupid. They kind of disproved a lot of the stuff Dogpack said. Obviously, there's still some stuff they probably didn't talk about. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Beast does a lot more good things than bad things. So not to say that bad things don't matter, but he does do a lot of good things. So who's worse? Dogpack lying and manipulating to everybody, or Beast making honest mistakes and doing a bunch of philanthropy for people? Your choice. It's quite obvious to me. I don't know. That's just my honest thoughts. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I don't really care. You can comment what you think. 100% tell me if I'm wrong, because I will take the criticism. Steak is doing a subathon. There's a rumor on Reddit that Steak is doing a subathon in 2025, but is low-key trying to keep it silent. Whose rumor is that? I didn't hear about that. Both are bad in my opinion. I would say, yeah, that's a valid argument that both are bad, but one of them is definitely more bad than the other one because one of them manipulated and intentionally misled millions of people, and one of them made honest mistakes and does a lot of genuinely good things for the world. So who's more bad? Such a stupid way to look at it, but like, who is more, like, if you want to say it like that, Mr. Beast provided no proof. I will not buy it. I stand with Dogpack. I mean, if you feel that way, I would say watch the Soggy Cereal video. It's very good. It's a very good video. It disproves a lot of this stuff, but obviously watch the whole video yourself, form your own opinions, but that's just what I think. Yes, Sigma. I'll look at the document as well and comb through it. And if there's anything I missed, I will tell you guys. But yeah, there you go. That's my thoughts on it. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know. I feel like Dogpack kind of sucks after watching all this. And another big thing is that Dogpack has been silent, by the way, since all of this dropped. He has not said anything, which I think if people were coming at Mr. Beast for being silent, they should be coming at Dogpack for being silent too, because he hasn't said a single thing. Like, since Soggy Cereal debunked his entire thing. So, yeah. What the heck, man? Yeah, but no, this whole thing is kind of stupid, not gonna lie. There's more important things to talk about, so yeah. Have a great day, guys. I'll be live again later tonight. Blah, 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 blah. Slop content. Yes. I'm unemployed.